Elijah, who was always a point of reference for monks, was in a desert place, and he went indeed to a holy mount, Horeb, the mountain of God. The strange succession of events has always puzzled the monks of the ages. This earthquake, this wind, this fire, this general commotion, which has been summed up by the centuries in the Latin phrase non in commotione dominis. The Lord was not in the commotion, that's movement. He was in the stillness that followed. We have not found a better, more quaint translation than the ancient, the still small voice, or actually a still small voice. It says it all. And we notice the deliberate juxtaposition of the commotion and the stillness. It was in the stillness that the Lord was heard. A lesson unto us all. On two levels. Geographically, making a place apart, and also spiritually, avoiding commotion of our own making, the taking in of vast numbers of messages, and the emission of the same. For we are our own worst enemy. We are only here once, and we would do well to pause at our virtual end in our mind's eye. Here is my last point. This is the great full stop. And arriving at this point, how will I have wanted to have used the once only gift of time? The answer, alas, for many now is in screen gazing and arriving at the gates of the beyond with a copybook filled with hours on a screen will not be a glorious copybook to carry into judgment. Here at Monaster Boys, there is the High Cross, which has many things in it, and it's a sermon in itself, each part of it. And in those days, there was less commotion, and words were human. They could also actually be in stone. And the great scene of the soul in the balance, wondering which way it will tip, has lost none of its force. For after the last breath, there is indeed a great stillness. Giving a retreat years ago in a French monastery, I suggested that the monks be aware of the issue of their responsibility for the soul's parting into the beyond all the time. 2 per second, roughly. One of the brethren went to work and calculated if it was a correct estimation, and he gave me eventually this note. On April the 8th, 1984, the Holy Father explained, on the occasion of the military jubilee, since approximately 145,000 people die every day over the earthly globe, one can say that people die at every moment. Over a period of 25 years, since population has notably increased, the number of daily deaths has undoubtedly likewise increased. It would hence seem that the approximation of 2 deaths per second is at the present period in human history very plausible. If 2 people die every second, in 1 minute, 60 times 2, that is 120, die. In 1 hour, 60 times 120, that is 7,200 die. In 1 day, 24 times 7,200, that's 172,800 die. It is believed that Our Lady indicated that souls were falling into hell like snowflakes to the ground. And we must be aware that as we breathe, 2 per second are breathing their last and facing that unchanged balance, nude in the scales. The tapping of a moment lingers long, for one that comes no more upon this way. And oft a flash did dash the softest song that nevermore shall rock the close of day. The seconds that tick on, tick no more on, there where they may not come. And we know not the vision of the eye whose work is done, that sees naught and sees all, where none wot. We cease to be, not quickly as we come upon a night to shine, and ecstasy that was our first beginning, our long home, may not perforce make gay. Nay, we shall see, in tapping of all time, what rhymes best, with what our ticking seconds chisel. There